This is the German Coast Guard.
We're thinking.
What are you thinking about?
Hi, I'm Cynthia Brown. Welcome to Turn It Around on the UBU Network. I know you're going to love our podcast today. We're committed to bringing you only the best programming that's positive and empowering. Don't go anywhere. We'll get started right after this.
The EOS 400D has arrived. Welcome to the playground. With Canon, you can.
Do you want to know what's going on in the world around you? Larita Shelby has a few of the most interesting stories that impact your life. Coming up next.
According to Daily Variety, Halle Berry has signed on to star in her first film project since the birth of her daughter, Nala. Ms. Berry will add her talents to the psychological drama Frankie and Alice, which follows a woman who's been diagnosed with multiple personality disorder. Halle's other forthcoming projects include the romantic comedy Nappily Ever After and another movie called Tulia, which will be directed by John Singleton. Halle is going to be one busy mama. With this entertainment report, I'm Larita Shelby.
Dr. Kyle shares his insights on empowerment and personal growth. Don't go away. He's coming up right after this.
Around the globe, the people of Boeing are working together to make a difference.
That's why we're here.
Hi, I'm Dr. James Kyle. Recently, a number of questions have been raised about the sincerity of African American patriotism. These concerns were raised when Senator Obama declined to wear a flag lapel pin and were greatly amplified by the uncensored criticism of Jeremiah Wright. Suddenly, when African Americans were critical of U.S. policy or indicted our nation of institutional racism, we were somehow labeled unpatriotic. What white America doesn't understand is the complicated nature of African Americans' love affair with this country. As the only ethnic group brought to this nation in chains, worked like cattle, and declared to be non-human, we would appear to have little reason for patriotism. Yet despite years of slavery, brutality, lynching, and Jim Crow laws, African Americans bled and died in every war this nation would allow. We worked hard to raise and educate our children, often sacrificing all we had to assure that the next generation would have the opportunities denied us. This seemingly paradoxical behavior was and is motivated by the belief that somehow our sacrifice would demonstrate our worthiness to be full-fledged citizens. Yet after working in factories to support the war effort, after returning to this country as decorated veterans of war, we were still relegated to separate and unequal schools and neighborhoods, and never quite afforded our share of the American dream. So emboldened by the prophetic ministry of the Black Church, we have always called our national sin by its right name. We marched, protested, and critiqued an ungrateful nation in the name of justice and equality. Both then and now, we continue to love this country, not for its malevolent hatred of our very existence, but because we have always believed in its promise. We indeed do hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. We still believe in the principles upon which this nation was founded. We still pray that one day this nation will live up to the true meaning of its creed. So understand it or not, I contend that African Americans are among the most patriotic Americans. For despite our historic mistreatment in this land, we still believe, we still hope, we still work to make the American dream come true for every citizen. Yes, we love America, even when its self-evident truths are not so evident. I'm Dr. James Kyle.
If you're like me, you can get so busy that sometimes you forget to take care of your health. Not to worry, the doctor is in. Up next, Janine Heidel asks Dr. Alistair George a few important questions, and as always, he gives a wealth of great information. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
When are you gonna get out of here?
I gotta get back.
I love you, Mama!
I love you too,
So, Dr. George, what is the one thing as a gastroenterologist that you focus on mostly in your office?
I'm happy you asked that question because I spend a lot of my time in preventative medicine. And the old adage of I'm well because I haven't been to the doctor is actually false.
Oh.
The new adage is I'm well because I've had my checkups and my doctor told me I'm well.
Okay.
So we spend a tremendous amount of energy and actually finances and time on screening. And we screen for heart disease, for prostate cancer, and for me I do a lot of colon cancer screening. Now colon cancer is one of the most preventable forms of cancer there is, and it is the third most common cause of cancer in the US.
Really?
Over 150,000 people die every year from colon cancer. And so if we can find ways of preventing this, then that's where we're doing something, and we are. The incidence of colon cancer is actually decreasing every year.
But I'm sure coming in and getting tested is one step to be closer to curing that.
Very, very important. And I can't emphasize enough the importance of getting a colonoscopy. Currently, we recommend everybody over age 50 get a colonoscopy, especially African Americans. For some reason, African Americans have a very high rate of colon cancer. And even after they're diagnosed at a more advanced stage of colon cancer. So they have a higher mortality and higher morbidity from colon cancer.
I know how we are. We don't like to go to the doctor, but this is one thing we must do.
Absolutely. I strongly encourage everyone to get a colonoscopy at age 50.
Well, that's a lot of great advice. I'm Janine Heidel.
Dr. Alistair George.
And we'll see you again next time.
We hope you've enjoyed our podcast as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Don't forget to check out the show notes for more from your favorite hosts. Until next time, I'm Cynthia Brown.